It's time, everybody. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's what you've all been waiting for. Fantasy Grounds, All Thing Fantasy Grounds Talk Show, episode number 95. We're going to be showing Unity, so just everybody calm down. Before we get started, there's not only the regular disclaimer, but I have to say a few things about the stream tonight before we get to the people that are with me here. I'll get to them in just a second. Obviously, All Things Fantasy Grounds Talk Show is meant to teach and help, but the opinions stated by all of us on the show are not that of Smite Works USA LLC or Fantasy Grounds. We do not represent the company. And in line with that, we have been given special dispensation or permission to stream Unity. Now, Unity is still in beta, and all users are under a non-disclosure agreement, and you cannot stream. Ice0, thanks for the follow. You cannot stream Fantasy Grounds Unity. You're not allowed to do it unless you're one of the alpha team members. Three of those are with us here tonight, and so we have been given permission again to stream Unity. But if you are a beta tester or an alpha, or if you are a beta tester, you cannot stream it. If you are an alpha tester, you can. So there's only like 7 alpha testers. There's 8,500 beta testers. So
I love you, man.
George Orr, thank you for the resub, sir. Thank you so much. So before we get into it, let's say hi to, first of all, the co-hosts. So Fury Fade, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm really excited because this is actually my first time seeing Unity.
Oh yeah, this is gonna
be
nice. Well, you're a good person to have here. The rest of us know it a little bit, but you don't, so you're good to have here because you'll have questions like, what about this? Eggs, Dr. Soul, I don't know. I say these names wrong. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. If I said your name wrong, I'm so sorry. Leroon, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm really excited for this show, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to show people a couple things they haven't seen before. But for the most part, yeah, I'm really happy to be here.
Show me your Unity. Okay, good. And we have a couple guests with us tonight. We have Walking Dude. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
Excellent. And Drake Takes, how are you?
Great. Happy Sunday, everybody.
I love you, man.
Yeah, Gorvidal, thanks for the sub. Thanks for the sub, sir. All right, so we're going to open Unity. Everyone calm down. We're going to totally start from scratch so everybody can see. So when I go here to, so here's Fantasy Grounds right here. This is a regular one. Fantasy Grounds Classic, as it's now known. And then the Unity, when I click on it, looks like this. So I'm going to just, actually, let's see if I do this. Yeah, this is that's full screen. That's, actually, let me just make a little change here really quick. I think, whoops, hello. Yeah, and by the way, another thing I need to say is that Fantasy Grounds Unity is at this point very much still in beta testing, and it is not guaranteed that everything will work, and there can be bugs. So no one should freak out like me. I'm trying to resize this window. Here we go. Okay, so normally when you open it, it looks kind of like this. It looks more like that. So it's just in the middle of your screen like that. So here we have all the familiar things, host campaign, join campaign, settings, check for updates. Now, we did just do updates before the show because that takes a little bit, and there was a red outline box around that, so we already did that. And then all the normal links that you would have here to go to, any of the places. The forum links are there, the FAQ, the store, everything you need. It's all there. So now, if you go to settings, that's the normal settings. If you do join campaign, you'll see that there's basically a lobby. So there's a bunch of games right now. There's a bunch of people streaming it. Or no, I'm sorry, not they better not be streaming it. They're hosting games. So the idea of the 1802 porting and having to fix your IP address and all that other crap, that's all gone. You don't have to do that anymore. You just connect through the cloud, and you can still assign a name and even a password or whatever, but you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. You can just need to go to the lobby and look for the game that your DM has told you, or you can, if somebody, like I could join one of these games right now, if they don't have it passworded, I can just log onto their table. So that's a thing you can do. Now, hosting a campaign is what I'm going to do. I just have an alpha test in here that I've had. So again, you can do local connections, you can do private connections, and all that stuff. And so let's see, if you type a password, does it show up? Yeah, it does. Okay. So I'm just going to start a campaign, and it'll load me up. So I know that my IP address was there. You guys could join the table now, but I'll just ban you and kick you out of the show, so don't do it. So now when this desktop starts, everyone needs to be aware this may change in the future, but as of now, you can use Fantasy Grounds in windowed mode like this, or you can use it in full screen mode. And I'll show you the differences about what that means, especially for Windows users. Now, of course, I can't speak to Mac users because we're obviously on a Windows machine here. We're not on a Mac. So what I'm about to say will only apply to Windows users, which is the majority of users. So here's the window. Now, I can, of course, resize it and make it whatever size I want. But Rob, I prefer not using Windows mode. I prefer maxing it out. Now, watch what happens. One thing that the reason I don't do this is down here in Windows, you have your taskbar that everybody's used to. So when I max that, it uses the whole screen, and that taskbar goes away. So I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is go back, and I'm just going to resize it to what I like here, and basically make it my whole screen except for the taskbar, right? So that's just my choice what I'm doing. Another thing to mention right away is when you right-click on the desktop, this is all the stuff you guys are used to seeing, but there's many subtle differences. So when you right-click, the arrow to go back to the main thing is not there. So your choices are exit the program or don't. That's the only choices you have at the current time. Again, that may change. As a matter of fact, almost everything I say might change. But let's get into it. Postpan, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hope I said your name right. Apologize if I didn't. I say that a lot. So let's look at the first thing. Let's go to the library, and I've got a couple things loaded here. Let's open up Lost Mine Defend Evers. Now some of you may have seen this already on the videos, but we're just going to highlight a couple of things. So let's open the Craigmaw Castle map. All right. So that looks pretty standard. When you open it in Fantasy Grounds now, it looks just like this. Only when I open this map, you'll see that on the side of the map is more controls. And Leroon, at this point, I'm gonna let you take over, and you sort of tell me what you want me to do, and we'll walk through this process.
Okay. So initially, I'd be, like trying to use it like the old way. So I would like to, first of all, let's take a look at the layer, which is the second button.
Okay, so I click on layers.
Yep. And then we can kind of zoom in a little bit and make sure the layer is set correctly for the map, which it should be. So we're talking the grid.
Yeah, the grid actually looks slightly off to me. Now I can move it.
So he's clicking on the grid. Yep.
And I can move it slightly over, and now it looks perfect. Oh, and maybe even down a little bit.
So can you zoom in a little bit on the map?
Yeah. So now it looks like it's pretty much. Let me go up one tick. Yeah, that looks pretty good there. Now because the map has down here, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to where I was. The map actually has a grid on it as artwork, so we can match. But now it matches pretty much.
Okay.
So there.
Now let's go and look at the line of sight layer, which is the square before the mask. Yep. So there's all the drawings.
Right. So
nice.
Every module, this is what's been taking so long for Unity. Every module and every downloaded DLC in the Steam store and on the Fantasy Grounds website, like 1,500 things, and quite frankly, everything on DM's Guild that has maps, anything ever made for Fantasy Grounds, in order to update it so that line of sight will work for Unity, the creators or the power that be, or in fact volunteers on Fantasy Grounds forums, have to go back and put these occluders in here. And the red are walls, the blue are doors, and the green are terrain. I will get into that a little heavier later. But yeah, go ahead, Laverin.
Okay. So once you have established that the layers are set and that you have the line of sight set up, now I want you to go to play mode, which is the dice on the left.
Right.
And I would like you to take a character, make sure that he's on the combat tracker first,
Right.
and he is, and go ahead and drop that on the map somewhere. So somewhere within the Cragmaw Castle.
Okay, I put him outside there. Oh, and we want to
Yep.
mask. We want to mask the.
Well, we want to enable the line of sight now. So it should be an
The eye.
eyeball. The eyeball.
Oh, the eyeball. Here we go.
Play mode, eyeball.
Play mode. Eyeball. Right there. Boom. All right. So now, you can move in Unity. You can move it with the mouse, and you can also move it with. It'll snap to the grid. Only I got to get them in a square here.
Yep.
And you can use the arrow keys as well to move tokens. Now, I do need to remind everybody that this is the DM view. We are not allowed. Part of the streaming agreement is we are not allowed to connect a player view or even show the player view. We can only show the DM view at this point. But you can assume a lot by what we see. So now, the reason, so this pile of rubble here, you notice when I move to the top of it, I can then see over it, but now I can't, because that again is marked with a green terrain thing, and that'll block your vision to the other side unless you go halfway in it. Whereas red walls will block your vision totally, and blue doors will block it unless they're open. So let's go back to play mode, and I'll just start traversing. So I got to a door, so I can't see through a door. Now, as DM, I can move that token in through that door, but players cannot. So player would not be able to go past the door until it's unlocked. And you see, if I hover over that, I'll try to get it as big as I can for the screen. You see that it says closed. Trust me, that says closed. It's super small. But if I click on it, let me back out a little bit. If I click on it, it opens the door, and then therefore line of sight is now in there. And if I move in, I can start to see everything. Now there's a curtain there. There's a curtain right here. So if I open the curtain, I can see past it. So basically, you guys can get how this line of sight is really cool. And as you notice, anything that I can't see but I've already been there does stay unshaded. So now, as a DM, you can see the whole map there, right? But as a player, this would all be blacked out. You couldn't see any of this. But all the places that I've been already would stay sort of shaded and hit and open. But all this would be black. Again, we're not allowed to show the player view. Go ahead.
But NPCs. Oh, go ahead.
Does it include, or does it take an account for dark vision? If it's dark, if there's torchlight, lamplight?
Right. As of now, none of that is effective. So dark vision, torchlight, dim light for 40 and bright light for 20 or whatever. None of that has anything in here as of now. That they do absolutely plan to get into that in the future, but that crap takes months and years to get in there. So as of now, the answer is no. But this is still super way cool. So if I open that, I can see in there. If I open this door, I can see in there.
And it's worth noting that if an NPC is in a place where you've already been, but you can't currently see in there, you won't be able to see that NPC.
Right. So I could get an NPC out, but this is the DM view anyway, so it wouldn't really showcase that. But let's just pretend there's an NPC there. So if this player came here, he could not see that NPC. If he then came in the door, then he would see it. And if he went back out, it would disappear again. But the outline of the room would remain, but the NPC would not be there because it would not be in your line of sight. So, we're going to have a few limited things today because we're not allowed to show the player version, but that is super cool.
I have tested it on my home computer, and it does do that.
Yeah, so again, as a DM, I can move through a closed door, but a player would not be able to move through a closed door until it was open. So you can see how this just driving this guy all around. I'm going through walls and doing all kind of crazy, stupid shit, but that terrain thing is still really cool.
Show them the arrow slits.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
arrow
for sure.
slits. Yeah, so you can can you see in the arrow slits? You can kind of.
If you get right up on them.
Yeah, and that's all dependent on the way they're drawn. And let's take a look at how those are drawn, by the way.
So a question from Diablo Bob.
Yeah.
So as a streamer, how does it feel to be the first person outside of Smiteworks to stream Unity?
It's very exciting for me, and I actually sort of strong-armed them into letting me do it. But and Drake and I, we did, yeah. But we. Ooh. Hey, Rerun 941, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. We were very excited about this, and Drake and I and a few others went to Florida to the Alpha Party in August, and we met with the Smiteworks staff and team, and we even stayed a couple extra days and played games and stuff. Now we didn't use Unity, but we were just there hanging out, and they sort of gave us a presentation, and then a couple weeks later they sent us the alpha test. And Drake and I are also involved in monthly meetings. As a matter of fact, I think we have one on the 17th of this month. And we're sort of on the committee that talks about things that can be improved or things that we think users will want and things like that. And then I think it was December 4th or maybe it was even last month, they opened it up to beta testers. So initially there was only about a dozen people using it, and now there's 8,500 people using it. And I'm not the only one allowed to stream. There's 7 people that can stream, but I'm the only one who has done it. They allowed us to do that. Oh, December 4th was the day that we could stream, but I didn't do it till today because, frankly, I wanted to get it on the Sunday show and let everybody, advertise it, make sure everybody was here to see it. The other thing is that we can't really play a game. You're not allowed to stream the player side, and they don't really want you to stream a game as of yet. And the reason is because this is still in beta testing, right? It's not a finished product. It's not ready to go. And unfortunately, the way the world is now, if you stream something, like if this thing crashed right now, then someone would be able to clip that part of the video and go, "Oh, look, Fantasy Grounds Unity doesn't work." When that's not the whole story. It's not within context. So Smiteworks wants us to have the opportunity to stream it and to show stuff, but with the full understanding that it's not a finished product and it's not ready to go yet. Now, hopefully, it will be ready to go very soon. I think for those of you that don't know this, they did a survey on the forums and they asked all the users, what would you prefer? Would you prefer us to release it on the scheduled date at the end of December and possibly it might have a few bugs? Or would you prefer that we wait and wait till it's like super perfect as much as we think it can be and have it be a month or two later? Or would you rather that we include more beta testers and open it up to a few more thousand people? And overwhelmingly, the community voted, like 72%, don't let more testers in and wait till it's done. So the release date has been pushed back slightly to January or February-ish. I don't know. I don't have a date. But basically all of the community and all of the beta testers agreed that it would be better to not release something. And you guys have all played video games. You guys have all got early release products, and like, for example, Gloomhaven early release, I was so excited, and it's just a piece of crap. And I paid $25 for it, and I don't like it. And eventually they'll fix it. But, it's best to not release stuff until it's ready. Here's me driving this guy around while I'm just talking. Anyway, I'm super excited about it just off of and Drake and I have talked about this at length, and quite frankly, we haven't really used it that much. The most I've used this was today before the show when we were looking at it and practicing. But anyway, super excited, and so let's move on to some other good stuff. Now, Leyrun, before we go on to the next thing that we had planned to do, was there anything else you wanted to show or showcase on this map, or did I forget anything? Okay, go for it.
Svenster is hoping that you would go into the area that shows the arrow slit. So come in from the outside and then come in from the inside, because it shows that they're too high to be looked into from the outside.
Right. So if you're in the inside, you can see out. So you can see out for sure. Yeah. But if you're on the outside, you can't see in because they're too high. So that's awesome, right? If you shouldn't be able to see in it. And if they were like 2 feet off the ground, but these arrow slits, I think, are, the description says that they're high. I don't even know if it says in here.
So Mary Mayhem, I don't know if we can answer that on the stream, but he's asking to what has changed for the API for scripting and coding.
That, yeah. I don't even want to try to answer that. Things have, I can't address it. And I'm not being evasive. It's I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff that's different, obviously, in this version. If it was just an update to the old program, they would have done that. But this is a complete rebuild inside the Unity engine, whereas Fantasy Grounds Classic was just built on its own programming using, XML and Lua or whatever. So that is a complete rebuild, and I can't really speak to the differences, only because I just don't know.
Lexfire, we can actually address some of your questions in our next portion of the show. He's asking for a best practice for setting up line of sight on your own map.
Oh yeah, okay, so we're going to get to that, guys.
Are there tools included?
Yeah, I realize the questions are going to start flying in now, and we're going to try to cover as much as we can. This show will not be all inclusive, but we're really going to cover a lot. Okay, so before we move on, Leroy, anything else?
I think I'm good. I think you could maybe zoom in one more time and show them the layers regarding the line of sight. So go back to line of sight mode.
Right. So you'll see that.
Maybe zoom in for the detail.
Yeah. So you'll see that the walls are drawn, in this case, on both sides of the wall. It's not just one line down the wall; it's the edges of the walls. But the reason they do that is that it allows line of sight. Whoops. What? Oh yeah. I got to go back to play mode. It allows line of sight to. Oh, I guess not on this one, but you can adjust it to where the line of sight mask would actually go into the wall slightly. So you could see, I think on this one they have it set to exactly where the wall is. And of course, those shadows that are drawn there, that's artwork on the map. That's not part of the lighting. But you can set it to where the occluders allow you to peek into the wall like a millimeter or 5 pixels or whatever it might be. And then like here, this is a door. So when I hover over it now, it doesn't do anything because I'm in drop. Like I can actually I can move these and make it all and screw it up, which I don't want to do. Let me put that back. But if I'm in play mode, then it tells me close or open, close or open. And if I had the token down there, whoops, open, close, like that. And then the green ones, the terrain ones, how those work is the line of sight goes halfway in, and then to see beyond it, so this is like a pile of rubble, right? So let me move up and show you guys. I think I have to be in play mode to move the token. Yeah. So back to this. So I can see like halfway in, and then to see through the other side, I have to be halfway in. I have to be on top of the pile. So let's go see what that looks like. So if I go here, see, then all of a sudden I can see, but back here I can't. So you got to go into the terrain. I don't think it's halfway. I keep saying halfway. I don't think it's halfway. I think it's anywhere inside the green. Anywhere inside the green lets you see what else is outside the green.
Right, you can't see beyond the green.
Right, and then when I go out here, it reshades this again. And again, on the player mode where everything would be black, or you couldn't see any, because the only reason we could see under this is that it's DM. Once you go in there, it lights all up, right? Anyway, so that's the reason for that. And it ends up being really cool because, I mean, that's why you can account for. Oh, and what did that say? Oh, and you can open the terrain as well. Yeah, so let me go back. So this is closed terrain. Now if I go, like, he's here, right? He can't see in here, but if I open it, he can. So terrain it functions like a door. And the reason you would have that, like say there's this pile of rubble here. Let's say that you had a magic spell or a giant came and stomped on this and flattened it, and now it's just all rubble that's flat. Well, you can go like that, so now this line of sight is there. So, I mean, there's just all kinds of possibilities. It's insane. It's insane, everybody. All right, anything else, Leroon, on this map?
No, I think a lot of us have already seen that one.
Okay, so before we go on, Furied, Walking Dude, or Drake Takes, any questions on this map?
You were
Where's
going
the
to
secret
explain
doors?
right,
doors?
the secret doors and the mimics.
The mimic, oh Jesus. I'm scared of mimics. The secret doors, I believe, is there even one on this map?
I don't think so. I think it was downstairs.
Let's go look at that really quick. What's that called? That's called, that's a good question. Not magic items. That's called Krigma Hideout Bottom Floor or something. No, it's not. It's, I'll know the name of it. Oh, Wave Echo Cave. No, it's not Wave Echo Cave. Red Brand. This is it. This one has a secret door. And that's player. And then, okay, so then let's look at the DM map. Yeah, so there's 2 secret doors right here. Boom, boom, like that. Now, are they marked on the map? Let's find out. Oh, they are marked. So let's put that guy in there and see what happens. Let's go turn on the fucking thing. All right, so he's there. Play mode. Wait, how come I'm on play mode? Why doesn't it? I can't move my mouse. I can't move my guy. Oh, yeah, he can. Okay. All right. So, yeah, the doors aren't marked, but they are there. So, if I'm the DM, I can open this. What? What? All right. So, secret doors are there. They work the same. They're just not visible to the player. Nice. That's how you do it. Okay, cool. Good. Any other questions? Then we'll move on. All right.
Oh, I do have a question.
Yes.
So when you went to the layers and it was showing the walls for the different colors, what's the difference between the red, green, and blue? That's what I saw.
So yeah, red is walls, blue is doors, and green is terrain.
Okay.
And that would pretty much cover anything you ever needed to do on a map as far as line of sight is concerned. McDork, click the token, Rob. Click the token. Yeah, these guys know how to use it. All right. So was the next thing my map, Leroon? Was next?
Yeah, I want to see the Unknown Whom.
Okay. So Unknown Whom is a module that I made in 2016, available on the DM Guild. Go get it right now. And this is the first map. This is where the players wake up. They wake up in this room. And so we're going to do this map right now. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to go to the layers, line of sight, boom. And I'm just going to start drawing. Now you can draw, like this is what happened before the show. I started drawing and it got all crazy. I need to draw a line. And I started, Leroon told me to trace, so I started tracing, and it got all nuts like that. And so you can do that, but I'm going to put a point, right? I'm going to put a point there, and I'm going to put a point there, a point there, map over. Okay, ooh. And I'm using my arrow keys to move the map, and that worked. Point there, and I'll put, once I do this, oh yeah, see, I messed up. I didn't even go all the way to the end. Doesn't matter. I go right like that, and then I can just come over like that. Okay, now escape. This line, right, I got just escape, gets rid of that. Okay, now let me make the map a little bigger and get it so we can see everything. Okay, this is good. All right, now I need to do the door, so I'm going to do the door. So right now I'm on walls. I need to go to door mode. What is money? What is that? Toggleable walls. I don't even know what that is. Okay, so now for doors, now I could have made the walls double-sided like they were in the last map, but I just did single-side so we could hurry up here. But for doors, you usually want to do both sides of the door. And that's just to give it room to have and so all I'm doing is moving and clicking, and now that's complete, and I'll hit, instead of having this out here like, I'll go over here like this, click it, and then I'll just click escape, and then it's gone. Okay, so now I have that. Now, this is a good map to use as an example by accident, because now we're going to do terrain. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to the tree, which is terrain. That'll be the green. And I'm going to draw the stairs. And I'm going to say that the whoops, I made a mistake. Let's try that again. I'm going to go about halfway up the stairs, I guess. So basically, you won't be able to see past this until you get in it. You follow me? So if you're here, oh, that's interesting, because you can see down, but you can't see up. I don't know how that works. Well, we'll have to talk about that. All right, so we've got the map done. Now, I'm going to go to shade it. So I'm going to go to play, and then I'm going to shade it like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to put the character in the room. He starts in here. So he will be able to see the entire room, but he can't see outside the door because he's just in this room here. Oh. And sometimes I've noticed that sometimes if you don't have the map right, you can it kind of does that little funky shading, like you can sort of see out.
Well, that's the crack in the door.
It's a crack in the door. So I'm gonna load up the actual encounter here, and it's just a bunch of rats that end up being in the hallway. So they're there. So the rats are in the hallway, and the water's flooding down the stairs, and it's all getting crazy. So this guy, let's just say he figures out how to open the door. So he opens the door. So now he can see all the way down, but you see he can't see on the top of the stairs, and so he can't see these 3 rats right here because they're too far up the stairs. So we don't have to go through the actual, we could roll some stuff. I mean, I could do it. Let's target this rat. And let's find out what this guy has. Is we have a crossbow? Okay, so he shoots. And he misses. As of now, you guys heard that. I don't know if you quite heard that dice roll. As of now, you cannot mute the dice roll sounds. But I think they're going to figure out a way to turn that off. Let me shoot him again. Try and get a hit here. This guy sucks.
I gave him inspiration.
All right.
Okay, he hit, so let's roll the damage. And I'm sure he's going to kill that rat. It probably only takes 1 shot.
That crap only happens when you're trying to show people.
So, right, I know. You can try to roll a crit or a fumble, and you only roll 14s the whole time. Okay, so this rat dies, so I'm going to be a proper DM, and I'm going to go to the combat tracker, and I'm going to take rat number 4 out. And then, of course, the rest of this would play out, blah, blah, blah. These rats all come down. And they, of course, have line of sight. All the NPCs have line of sight. This guy comes into sight. And, yeah, see how this is all changing down here? Because the NPCs have line of sight as well. So now when it's this guy's turn again, he's like, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm going to run past all these rats, blah, 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 op shots. I don't care. And he gets to the stairs. And then once he goes on the stairs, he can then see out the rest of the way. And
so that makes a really good point, Rob. Like, if that guy, he looks like a rogue. So if he was hiding in shadows, he'd have to be hiding on either side of the door.
Yeah.
The player.
And then now, for some reason, I don't know what I did, but we got the blue circle at this point, so we can have a little discussion until that goes away. And again, let me just say that this is a beta test, and not everything is guaranteed to work. It might have bugs. Now, aside from this blue circle right here, we haven't seen anything yet that hasn't been perfect. It's all been what we thought it would be. And keep in mind also, I've got 14,000 applications that I'm streaming and everything else, so this blue circle could be anything.
Eventually they're going to come out with terrain features like the water and running water down the stairs.
Oh yeah, well I don't know if it's all or nothing on a map. I think it's not you couldn't do just this section like I have it here. I mean, they may be able to do that, yeah, but and actually, yeah, and unfortunately, we might have, it just says not responding. We might have to restart. So these things do happen, but so far so good with everything. We have 2 choices. We can wait, or I can just restart it and move on. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
Because it hasn't even given me the do you want to wait or close the program box, you know how Windows does?
Fire back up.
Fire back up? Okay, let's close it.
Yeah.
The crowd says restart, reboot.
Reboot. Hang on while Windows does its bullshit. Yeah, Windows. It's funny
Kill
because
that.
I hate Windows, but it's the best. It's the best. All right, so let's go host and start back up. Start it. Oh, now what is this telling me? Oh, it probably because because it didn't end right last time. That's probably what that is.
You didn't get to the start screen. Oh, you can't do that. You can just close it now. That it takes a little getting used to. Just close it.
So
yeah, I noticed that if you once you start playing with this thing, you have to get used to toggling between the different views. That's where a lot of people are going to get confused.
Yeah.
Between play mode and.
Yeah, that on the map there's so many modes. I tried to move this. I shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake.
And layers and
yes. Think in layers.
Yeah, it's very Photoshoppy the way the maps work. All right, let me move this back to where it was here, like that. Okay. So the other thing we were gonna do is we were gonna go ahead and open up the this thing down here is no longer called tokens. It's called assets because in it you have tokens and portraits and images. So you have it all. And real quick, I'll show everybody the portraits that were made for the Kickstarter backers. So alpha backers, yeah. So this one right here, this one's mine. You can't drag it out and you can't blow it up. But what you can do is create a new image. How do you do that? Maps. Go new. All right, and then let's make that much bigger than it is. And then you can bring it out like that, and then I can blow it up. It is a portrait, though. It's actually not meant to be put in here. It's meant to be put, on a character, right? So it's meant to actually go, or well, what I would do is learn how to use the program. Click here and get an error. Well, anyway, like I said, forget about that. But you could put the portrait there.
The second one is mine, Rob.
There we go. This one?
All right. Yeah.
So that's Drake. I wanted them. I tried to get them to put our names, but they wouldn't do it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
So Lady Shell is the fourth one. I'm the fifth one.
Okay, that's Lady Shell. That's Leroon. This is Zacchaeus right here. I know that.
Yep.
And then a bunch of these other people that are here. And so what they did, it makes sense. They put human rogue, human, human bard, dwarf male, whatever. So they did that. All right, but we just wanted to show that, but that's not even part of what we're going to talk about. So all your tokens are here. Whatever you have, it's all still the same tokens. Those are the unknown whom tokens. Here's the water that chases you. Portraits, images. Okay, so we decided what we were going to do is there's some asset packs that come with it. TORS, was that it? Yeah. So I'm going to make these a little bigger so that I can read what's on read what's on them. So here's maps. So let's grab a map. Now, you'll notice that when I clicked on it, this looks blank. It's because the search field is here. They haven't quite changed it, so I have to actually delete that search, and then it'll show me the maps that are here. And so we were working with this one, so let me drag this over. Boom. Look at that shit. Yeah. Yeah! Oh! He's still there. Let's get rid of that guy.
That's his house. That's your great uncle's house.
Do I delete him? How do I delete him? What do I do? How do I get rid of it?
Just get him off the layer, I think.
Yeah, go to layers.
Go to layers and delete the layer.
Mm-hmm. The second. Yep.
Yeah, but he's not on the layers.
Oh, okay.
All right, but I know how to fix it. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, back to where we started. Okay, let's do that. Okay, there we go.
Nice, I didn't know that. Control Z. I'm writing that on a sticky note.
Control Z is your friend. All right, so let's say this is the map. Now, we've got a bunch of things we can do with this map. Let's just, for example, let's go to...
Put a grid on it.
Oh, let's put a grid on it.
If you like it, then you better put a grid on it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That made me laugh.
Okay, hey, Celestian, what's going on?
I'm going to go to here to grid. And then I'm going to go to mouse, and then I'm going to start drawing it. And, I can make it as big or small as I want. But what I want to do is I want to put the grid on, and I want to make it 75 pixels. So I'm just going to type that there, and it just does it automatically. Boom. Now,
Sweet.
Let's say this was a map and you didn't have the grid quite lined up the way you want it. You can use these arrows like we did before earlier in the show. You can move it left a little bit or up or, whatever the hell you want to do. All right.
I have a question. Will it automatically resize the player tokens on the map as well if you change
Don't know. Size? Let's find out. Oh, got to go to play mode.
And you got to use the combat tracker.
I did use the combat. Hey, where's this? Oh, because I changed the guy's token. That's right. Oh my god. Oh, everything's all messed up now.
That's a hint. If you double click on your token, you'll go to it on the map.
Okay, let's put this back. Okay, so let's put him in here and make sure he's all good. Get rid of this guy. All right. So let's put him on the map. Right there. Okay, he's all properly sized. Now, if I go to the grid layer and I change these to 100, let's say. It does not.
Right-click on it.
If I right-click on it.
And choose that option that resizes it to the grid.
The left.
Not there.
Oh, well.
But what I was going to say is if I re-drag the token on, it'll make it the right size.
Okay,
oh, and
well,
it moved
that's
it.
better.
Maybe you just had to move it, readjust it on the map.
Oh, maybe. Let's try that. Let's go back to 50. Let's go back to 75. Now, if I move it, play. No, it doesn't. So you do have to drag it back or reapply it. But that makes logical sense to me. That was a good question, yeah. Furied. I like that question, but I didn't think that was going to work. I never assumed that would work. All right. So now let's go. I'm just going to go here to all. I don't even know if I have a table. Let's look and see if I have a table. Now that might take a minute. Oh shit! Look at that crap. I'm going to bring this table over here. I'm going to put that there. Let's move him over here. Oh wait, remember? Yeah, I'm not on the right layer. Calm down, everybody. All right. I'm going to move.
Earthquake.
I'm going to go to the table. I'm going to move it here, and then I'm going to go to play and see. Does that look the right size? That looks about the right size.
No, it's bigger than the house.
It's bigger than the house.
Oh, right. Well, but my scale is off. So you got my scale. You got to remember, guys. If you're basing everything on this, yeah, the scale should be 50, and
right.
These fucking things should be 50, and then this guy should be on here like that. That's about right. So now this table is 7,000 times too big.
20 feet.
This table is on the roof. It's a giant crate.
That's the one Rob tried to flip when he was mad at Kevin.
Yeah, this is the one I tried to flip in 1981, and it didn't work because it weighed 800 pounds. But I can just make it smaller, right? I can just grab this. Now, you can see it distorts it and everything. Let's just not do that. Let's go.
Whoa.
Yeah, now, I thought it was the corner one that made it smaller.
Mm.
How do you? Maybe is it the top one that scales it down? No, that just moves it.
No, the top one rotates it.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I mean, I guess you can do that, but you have to be careful that you don't skew it sideways or whatever. Now, I wonder if there's a way. Hold on, let me just see.
Thinking a minus.
Here we go. Shift up and down arrow. Shift up and down arrow. Okay. And then this is also rotating. Oh, we learned some things. That one makes it fucking disappear. What happened? Holy shit, that button makes it disappear. Can I even find it again? Can I get it? Is this the lay rune problem?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Another one.
All right, let me just delete that one and then I'll get another one. Here we go. All right, let's get this table out of here. Okay, so let's shift, make it smaller. Okay, so maybe that's too small, but whatever. We'll put it in there. Wait, what happened? Something happened.
You can't drag the center. You got to drag this.
Oh, you got it. Okay. Yeah. See, I made the center point come over here. Well, I don't know what happened, but anyway.
Yeah.
Go back one. There we go. Whoop, back another one. Oh, it doesn't.
Control Z.
Yeah, okay. Let's put a table on the map. Okay, just forget the last 2 minutes of the show, everybody.
Put a ring on it.
But I was going to put it outside anyway. I want it to be like an outside picnic table, so let's put that there. All right, then he comes over here. But he doesn't because I'm not in play. Now, you got to get used to that. I tried to move the token, and when I try to move the token, it moves the whole map because I'm in layer mode, and I'm on this layer.
And you can adjust the different layers too. The token layer and the table layer could be on a different.
So I can go to the map layer. So I can go to layers, right? And I can go to the map layer, and I can move the map. Everything else stays there, though, remember? So I can go to the table layer, and I can move the table. Well, yeah, it switched me back to the map. I have to go to the table and move it like this, and move it. And then I can go to play mode and move the token. So as DM, you got to remember which mode you're in and everything else. So it's a little more complicated now. Okay, so let's...
so I have a quick question.
Sure.
I don't know if it was answered already, but with the layer modes and does it allow token stacking? Like if you were to move the player token on top of the table because for some reason he's standing on the table trying to get a clear view or something?
Yes, because the player moves there, right, on top of the table. Now that table can't be moved. It's part of the picture. I mean, it's basically its own layer. So the token can move on and move off. And
so there won't be any problems I accidentally moved the table.
No token stacking because it's not really a token anymore. It's a piece of art that's on its own layer.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's really cool. So if you've got boats and your dudes are driving boat.
Oh, that's a big search.
Is it? Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not.
All right, so let's get this boat. Now, why does the rowboat have a water
Wait, look, there's a mimic in the boats, Rob. Look at that.
Damn it! Rowboat mimic! That's a kill me in the game, god damn it! Nefer, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Okay, I'm going to put the boat there, right? And it's on its own layer, so I'm going to go back to play mode. Now, in layer mode, I can go to the boat, click on the boat, click on it, and then I can move this boat, right? I can move it. I can turn it. I made it bigger and smaller. Turn it left, turn it right. There we go. Turn it. I can do whatever the hell I want. Move it down here, right? But when I go to play mode, it's only player tokens and NPCs. So I can move this guy into the boat, and then when I move him, it doesn't mess it up. He only just, let me make this bigger. He only just is in the boat. I'm in the boat. Help me. And he goes in the water, and he falls, and that's it.
Ah, there's a mimic.
There's a mimic. Ah! Actually, since I was in play mode, that put that on there as a token. I need to do that token. Control Z. All right. So, and I mean, you can now. Another thing we haven't got to. Let's do this. Let's go to. What was it? TORS. Let's go to terrain object. How about tiles? Did we want? I forget what we were using to draw. Oh yeah, it was this. So now we couldn't. And by the way, in addition to saying over and over how this is a beta test and it's not perfect and there might be bugs and it's not generally ready to go yet. In addition to having said that, I would also like to say that we are not experts on this. We don't know how to really use this that well. So when I want to go to paint mode and I want to draw this wall. Now, when we were doing this earlier, we could only get it to do it in dotted lines. Yeah, see, it doesn't make a solid line.
You got to rotate it.
Well, but even so, it doesn't really work that way. I mean, we couldn't figure it out, right? But the point is to just show everybody that you can literally make any map in Fantasy Grounds. Anything your mind can think of, I'm just going to get rid of that. You can draw it. You can start with a blank thing, and as a matter of fact, let me open up a whole new image here real quick, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. You can start with a blank slate. And let me look for. All right, let me go back up. Let me just get rid of what's comment. What is all this? Okay. Is there stuff in here that we can use? Well, that doesn't look like terrain to me, but oh, backgrounds, is that a thing? So yeah, you'll forgive me, everybody, because I haven't really gone through all this stuff, but uh-oh, here we go. You know what? I should have stuck to my. Leroon, I messed up. You let me go too far. I didn't. So before the show, I promised myself I wasn't gonna do crap that we didn't test before.
Hey, you're okay.
And then,
you're okay.
Yeah. But if so yeah, so see, you can get this. Like, let's do an ocean thing. Yeah, right. And now I want to go put a floating island on it. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting to back out. So this menu has me screwed up because it's not... The menu takes a little... Okay, so here, let's get this. Well, that's its own map. Okay, well, I didn't mean... I guess let's not do that. Whoa. Land? Is that a thing? Okay, here. I guess I could put this inside the paintbrush. The land in the paintbrush. Let's see. I'm only... This is all brand new, everybody. I just thought of doing this. Okay, see, there we go.
There you go.
Oh, snap. Who's making a fucking island now, bitches? All right, now, is there a fill-in thing? Maybe there's a... See, I have to imagine there's a fill-in thing. I just don't know how to use it. But anyway, you guys can see. I'm not going to go through all this, but you can see. You can make whatever you want. You can draw yourself. Let's just pretend that's all filled in. And then I'm going to go get, like...
a mimic. A boat.
Building.
Some trees. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Again with the... Oh, okay. Well, what's it called? A hut? Is there a hut? There...
Probably a tree.
A tree? Okay, let's get a tree. Probably a lot of trees.
And we'll go into stamp mode.
Okay, here we go. We'll go bring that over here like that, and then go into stamp mode. Boom. And then pretending that this is all filled in, of course, I'm going to go put trees everywhere. Yeah. So, campaign cartographer, dungeon drawer, whatever the hell, all these programs, you can still use all those. But if you want to do it right in Fantasy Grounds, I mean, this is probably the most exciting thing. Everybody kind of already knew about line of sight. Everybody, I mean, it's the first time we've showed it, but everybody knew about it. But you can literally make any map, anything you can think of, you can make it in Fantasy Grounds, and you can just do this for hours. You can add roads, rivers, mountains.
Yeah, when you get good at it, you can grab an image too, and then just throw some terrain on top of it.
Right.
Yep.
And it's all just based on the assets that you own, and Fantasy Grounds comes with some assets. If you kickstarted it, you get more. But no matter what, you'll be able to just buy stuff if you don't have it and you want to get, like, say you want to get, fantasy roads or fantasy. I don't even know how they're going to. I'm just tripping over my words because I don't even know how they're going to pack. But I just wanted to show that it was possible to do something like that. And you can make you can pretend that you're 8 years old and make this map, or you can just make a good map. It's up to you. But anyway, I just wanted to show that.
Does the asset auto create the line of sight?
No, I don't think so.
You have to put occluders. So you'd have to make a map, and then you'd have to draw those red, green, and blue occluders on it.
Yep.
That's the only way it works. Okay, so I'm all jazzed up. I can't even think straight now because I'm so jazzed up about this. Is that everything we talked about before the show? Did we do everything?
Yeah, I think you went a little beyond.
Yeah, but we didn't skip anything, did we?
No.
Okay, so let's open
it
it up to questions. I know that, I'm Fury does a pretty good job of monitoring the chat, but
you give away a prize?
Oh yeah, we're gonna give away a prize. But if you have questions, let's give away a prize. Let's do that now. If you have questions, guys, please type them in the chat. The worst that's gonna happen is we're gonna say we don't know, but and we scratched the surface here, but there's much more that and connecting the players at the table and everything. So there's a lot more, but this is pretty exciting. I mean, the not having to worry about port connecting, the lobby, the game connection, the map making, the line of sight. I mean, it's just out of control. And the way these assets are set up is really cool. You got images, you got portraits, and you got tokens. So it's really nice. Most of the other functionality works the same. The dice rollers obviously new, and also keep in mind that there are millions of dice combinations that you can roll in there now that are all. We didn't even go into that, but pretty cool stuff. Okay, so let me get the prize thing up here. So I obviously can't give away a copy of Unity. I would like to do that, but I can't give away a Unity license because there's no way to do that yet. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer a couple, let's say 3 people, because I'm feeling generous. Any item from the DM's Guild that you want that's available that has my name on it. So this would be anything I've done or anything that another author's done that I've converted or that my team has converted. Walking Dude's on the team. He's here. And, oh, yeah, don't hold the key down and never do anything. They don't like that. DM's Guild item. So I'll give away 3 items. And let's make the keyword, well, let's make it Unity. Why not? Let's do it. So I'm going to run a 2-minute timer, guys. In the chat, type !Unity. There are sci-fi assets, Boffrin. I just didn't look at any of them. Before the show, we had saw some pretty crazy stuff, but I just didn't see any. Or, I mean, I just didn't show any there, but they're there. There's modern and sci-fi and all that kind of stuff. Plus, I don't generally use those, so I just didn't. But they'll have all that. You'll be able to, as I said, you'll be able to make any map you can pretty much think of. And also, you can put in your own assets. You can put those into your folders, into your hard drive space, and have access to those the same way you can portraits and tokens, and you can just make your own assets.
And the one we got for the Kickstarter was the Zaz asset pack that has the futuristic.
Oh yeah, I can show that real quick.
Images.
Zaz. So yeah, here's some stuff. Here's some of it. And you can drill down into other some floor plans, some terrain objects. Yeah, so there's just a few, but I mean, anything that any images that you have on your hard drive already, you can slam them into these folders and use them. I mean, it's pretty crazy. Pretty awesome. Okay, 30 more seconds for people to enter. Just type !Unity in the chat and you'll be entered into this drawing. And then I will pick 3 winners and I will give you stuff. And then, let's talk about what's coming next week. Next week, Walking Dude will be back. Next Sunday, we're going to go over in detail you tell him, Walking Dude.
Well, it's going to be all about dragons next Sunday night because I've done 2 conversions that are gigantic dragon resources, the Book of Dragons for 5th edition and the Book of Dragons Volume 2.
Cool.
That's right. And we'll be showcasing that. And we already did a show about this, but just as a reminder, Portals, and if you didn't see last week's show, go watch it, the Portals show. That comes out Friday. So 5 days from today, Portals will be available for everybody on DM's Guild. And the 2 people that won it will get it on Friday. All right, let's draw some winners. First winner is, boom, Felrithir. Nice. I'm going to write this down so I don't forget.
Felrithir.
So, Felrithir, I'm probably saying it and spelling it all wrong. Let's just double check that. Rast here. I did it wrong. Rast here. I'm doing it phonetically. So be sure and contact me in my Discord. Send me a PM, a direct message, a personal message in my Discord server, and I will get you hooked up for the prize. Let's draw the second winner. Second winner is, boom, Journey Manet. Anybody? Journey Manetclus 5. Journey
UT class 5.
Journey Manu T Manu Cutlass. Journey, you win.
Journey.
Journey
I
Manutclus.
wish I could fucking copy that.
You
but I can't.
nutcless? Is that what you said?
Journey
Manutclus.
Journeyman Nutless. I don't know. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Sending everybody now.
Journeyman 5. That's probably super wrong. Anyway, Journey, come to my Discord, send me a personal message, and I will get you your prize. And then,
it's Journeyman UTC less 5.
Oh, it's Journeyman UTC -5. That totally makes sense. He's an East Coaster. Like it.
Oh, FFS.
Yeah, oh, for fuck's sake. I know what that one means. All right, I like it. So, Journeyman, yeah, send me a DM. And last winner is... Aha! WLM John. He's a constant watcher. He's here all the time. He deserves it. All right, so let me write his name down too. And John, you know what to do. He's in Discord. He's Scuzzer, I think. WLM John 1.
Is that how you say it?
Scuzzer? I don't know. Yeah, he's I forget. He's that's how I say. Because I'm the guy that when you're driving down the street reading license plates, I can't ever say the fucking stupid words people want you to see on their license plate. I never know how to say those names. And screen names to me fall in that same category. And then I always, whenever I talk about this, I give my speech about emails and online names and Twitter handles and everything. It should be your goddamn name, because if I get an email from assfucker69, that doesn't help me. I don't know who that is. Actually, I know
You
who
do
that is.
know who that is.
I know who that is.
You know who it is.
But I don't know who anybody else is.
You've met him.
Yeah, rob.tui@gmail. Fuck, how hard is that? Like, why are you trying to hide on the internet? Just be yourself and be out there.
Also, Rob, I have not forgotten that I told you I would have a surprise for you next week.
Oh, there's going to be a surprise, everybody. Is it for me or is it for the audience?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I'm down. All right. So tune in next week, everybody. Okay, well, so we did an hour on Unity. That's pretty good. I'm super excited. I would say that we would do another show in a month or two about this again and show more stuff. However, 5 weeks from now, so episode 100, which I believe is January 12th, Mr. Doug Davison himself will be on the show, Unity released or not. He'll be here. So everybody can look forward to that. Rob Tui, can you have multiple image layers and place different maps on each and then make one secret from players and the other not? I'm assuming the answer to that is yes. Because you can, like, let's say, okay, here, let me get a map.
Because you can set the visibility of each layer individually.
Right.
Yep.
So,
If we know how to do it, is the other.
well, I think I do.
Let's see.
So, let's see if it'll find me a map. I probably shouldn't have searched for the word map. There's probably 3,000 fucking. That was probably
I
dumb.
looked in the map folder and I searched for map.
Yeah, it's not responding. Yeah, that was dumb. Yeah, if you want to break your fucking fantasy grounds, just search for the word map. That was dumb. All right, well,
Would you like to play a game? Go.
Global thermonuclear war.
I'm going to kind of go back down over the questions that we had today.
There you go.
So, one of the questions...
Let me just bring this map in there. Okay, so say, I mean, it's not the right size or anything, but I can bring that in there, and then I can make that not visible. So the players see it, players don't see it. Where did it go? I don't see it. Yeah, so you can do that. You can totally do that, yeah.
You especially want to hide it from the game master.
Right.
Players only see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, only the players see it. DM doesn't see it, yeah. So next week we're gonna have the Book of Dragons 1 and 2. This is not the official name, but the 3 days before Christmas we're gonna have the Eggnog special. That's just gonna be a show where we get together. Maybe we look at Unity a little bit. Maybe we don't. We just bullshit and talk. But I'm giving away the Insanity Bundle. Now let me just show everybody.
The Insanity Bundle.
So this bundle will only be available to the public on December 24th and 25th. Everyone will be able to take part in this. But let's see. Do I have the bookmark? Let's see if I do. I do have it. Okay. So you can't go to this. If you go to this link now, you see this. It just says we're sorry you can't see it. But if I'm the creator, so this is
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the cheerbits.
Hey, McClancy, 3,000. Thank you so much, sir. Did you take Lady Shell down?
Oh, she's
Down
gonna be
she
mad.
went.
Oh, Lady Shell. McClancy's the new bit boss, everybody. So
MC Lancey.
you see that this is quite incredible, everybody. So this is, let me scroll down, 160 titles, 162, 100, whatever it is. It's literally everything I've ever done on the DMs Guild. Doesn't matter if it was just my thing or a collaboration. It's all of it. Everything since January 29th, 2016, up including to today. And if something comes out before the 24th, it will get added into this. So it's currently $1,553.29, 75% off. So the other thing to remember is that if you already own anything, it will discount it. So for example, I own all of these things, right? Because I made them. So every time I make something, I just give it to myself. So my cost would be $0. If you didn't own anything, if you own none of my things, this would cost you $380. But for whatever you own, it's going to subtract the cover value of that and subtract it, 75% and subtract. So say, for example, you own, let's just use a math example, 160 titles. Let's say you owned 100 of them. You'd get the other 60 at 75% off. So that is hence the Rob Toohey Fantasy Grounds Insanity Bundle. Only on sale December 24th and 25th only. Now, on the show on the 22nd, I will give one user this bundle.
Yes.
So come and visit us in 2 weeks. Well, come and visit us next week, for God's sakes. But come and visit us in 2 weeks, and one lucky winner will win everything, all of it. And for the rest of
Bring
you...
eggnog.
And bring eggnog. We'll all be drinking eggnog. Furied eggnog on the 22nd, just so you know.
Just so you know, the correct way to make eggnog, you pour rum in a cup, you wave a carton of that nasty shit they sell in the store called eggnog near that cup, then you put that back in the refrigerator, and you drink the contents of the cup.
Excellent. That's the way I like my rum.
Now, actually, I need to see something here really quick. I can see if this works. I need to check and see if it works. I'll do that after the show. I will, of course, be posting the shit out of this link everywhere when it gets closer. But for those of you, this is the first time I've kind of shown this on stream. And so for those of you watching it, I suggest if that's anything of interest to you, if you own some of my stuff already, the price will be much lower, but you're not going to really know how much it is until that day, because you can't do the calculation in advance. I mean, I suppose you could if you wanted to manually do it, but that would take you hours to do. But whatever this price is here, you'll get it on those 2 days. And it could end up being expensive if you don't own a bunch of my stuff, but if you own, say, a lot or half of my stuff, it's going to be really cheap. But if you're interested, I would take a couple weeks and set aside some funds for that, because it's going to be 2 days only and it's out. And if you don't think you can afford it at all, then be here on the 22nd and win it. Then you'll have it all. And that's how you do it.
Hey, Rob, can I give you a quick, helpful tip?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know how you were doing that manual resizing your Fantasy Grounds window at the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Click on your Fantasy Grounds Unity thing there. Pull it up. Now, hold down the Windows key and hit the right arrow key.
Right. Oh, wait. I got to focus the window. Okay. Yeah, that does nothing.
Well, it should. It does on my computer.
Oh, the left arrow did, but the right arrow. Okay. Yeah, that.
Okay. Now, hit the Escape key.
Okay.
Now, grab the left side of that window and drag it over as far as you want. And you have a perfectly sized Fantasy Grounds window.
Do I? Oh, you know what? I'll bet you can't do that on the left. Oh, you can. Here it is. Nah.
Yeah, I know you can, because that's how I do it.
Look at that shit. Tip of the day. Okay, when Unity comes out here, I'm gonna go to my tips and go way down to March and put that in as a tip.
Yeah, and
It's
also
right
I
on the
just
back
have
of
to,
your hand.
and I just have to say I'm a little disappointed that your Windows 10 theme is not purple.
Well, my whole logo, my Windows 10 theme is fucking Star Wars, baby. Let's do it.
But your start menu is orange. Come on,
Oh
man.
my!
Tighten it up.
No, but that's a factor of that actually changes with the slide. Tighten it up.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it's part of the theme. But purple is that whole Rob Toohey purple thing. That was an accident that I backed myself into, and I can't get away from. So it's gonna be that. But I didn't really intend for it to be.
Yeah, but we have to give you shit about it.
Yeah, that's right. Because my favorite color is not purple, by the way. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. You have to research it. Research it. All right. So did we do everything? Did anybody ask any questions? Like things like what the fuck's your problem and shit like that.
Yeah. Most
Celestian.
of them.
Oh, hold on. /ban Celestian. Hold on. He said it's not purple. It's pink. BAN Celestian. Just kidding. Somebody asked a question. Oh, here comes somebody. Oh, Diablo Bob has a question. He hasn't typed it out yet.
Yeah, there was
He's
a few.
got one hand. Remember, he's got one hand.
That's right.
Diablo Bob's question is probably about your mom or something.
When is
the
my mom's
manual
dead?
gonna
My
be?
mom's
Yeah,
dead.
you
Get
doing
over
it.
it. When is the manual going to be? Jesus Christ.
Actually, the Confluence is kind of the manual, right?
The Confluence?
The link they gave us for it has even has a FGC link on there, but it's kind of like a wiki type thing.
Oh, you know what?
But it's called the Confluence.
So because I can't go to Fantasy Grounds and back out of it, let's reopen it.
Yeah, it's not done yet, but it's there.
When this opens, I wanna click on.
I think it's
user manual.
taking you to the old one.
Does it? Yeah, it does. Version 3.3. Yeah. Well, that is what I tell people in my Discord, please don't ask any questions about Fantasy Grounds unless you've read this in its entirety, 157 pages. Read it. RTFM, then talk to me. I've read it. Yeah, look at Italy's followers. Thanks, everybody. Follow. Thank you, everybody, and thanks for the cheer bits, and thanks for the follows, and thanks for the subs. All right, have we ended the show? Is it over? Is it still streaming? Okay. I think that's it. Any final words? Oh wait, did we answer everybody's questions? Like
sort of, kind of. I did it in the chat. A lot of people were asking back end questions, and then someone asked, we for the fill option. If we were able
the fill
to.
option. We never just. Yeah, I'll have to research that because I don't know the answer to that. I would assume there is a way to do it, but maybe there's not. I don't know.
Yeah, I have a list for you guys' meeting when you guys go.
Yeah, give that to me and I'll tell it. Yep. I'll give it to him.
All right.
The Arctic Vortex. All right, guys. Any final words or questions from the four of you? How many are you? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's four of you.
I just want to say that every time I bring up Unity and really start looking at the crispness and the quality of the art that you can have on the screen, it's impressive. I know the font sizes you're not changing yet and stuff, but like the Baldur's Gate images, because I pulled up and started making a campaign for that.
Yeah.
And it's just the art's just a lot crisper, cleaner, brighter. All the edges are sharp on things. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it looks really nice. And the whole idea behind, I'd say 90% of people don't really care about anything except for line of sight, which is super cool. But there are many people who care about the map making possibilities, the adjustments of, think about the way Fantasy Grounds is now. Like, one of my biggest pet peeves was when I was playing Princes of the Apocalypse. There was a lot of boat trips, and we were floating boat tokens down the rivers and into the dungeons under the mountains and stuff. And I was constantly with the tokens and the boats, everything, and that's all gone now. That's all just that's a thing of the past. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Sweet.
Can you scale UI? Oh,
not yet.
No, you can't.
yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Nope.
So, but I'm sure that'll be a thing. Actually, I'm not sure it'll be a thing. I would assume it would be, but maybe not. And because the token or the not the token, but the font size thing is still for old guys like me. It's tough to read it, and like when I opened up that unknown whom thing, I was like, oh my god, I know there's a link there. I'll just click on it. Is that it? I don't know.
It's small, but it's crisp though.
It's
the
nice.
letters
Yeah,
are
it's
and
actually
stuff.
better than the current version. It's a lot cleaner, right? It's a lot crisper, as you say. But the 14-point font extension doesn't work or doesn't work right. And as a matter of fact, I didn't load any extensions tonight because this was the first time streaming Unity, and I didn't want
I
to.
played with a few of them. Anything
wanna
that has
blow it
a
up.
font base in it isn't working right.
Yeah,
Currently.
and I know.
Anything that
I
plays
know
with
that
font.
I put a couple of I put like the coding modules in there and everything, and it all seems to work. I'm sure people will find minor things that need to be adjusted or whatever, but it all seems to work. Everything seems to work, so it's pretty cool. And I'm excited about that because I have so much material that if I have to go back and fix stuff, that's just gonna be my life for like a year.
Right.
But I
There's
think
a lot of maps and a lot of modules.
yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we're not
want
that's the thing is I mean we'll try to do the best we can, but that's not a guaranteed thing. They when people bought those modules, henceforth in the past, I guess henceforth is in the future, hence past, whatever the word is. Part of the sales price of those was not that you would be getting Unity occluded maps. We're certainly going to try to do that, and maybe we'll ask for volunteers like SmiteWorks did or whatever. But basically, every author on the DMs Guild that's done anything Fantasy Grounds is going to have to either go back and do those maps, have someone else do those maps, or not do those maps. So that's a giant amount of work that we'll see if it can be done or not. I honestly don't think I would have the time to do that myself. I would have to have help or, get and the cool thing. So this is a good thing to bring up for those people that don't know. When you draw those red and green blue things on the maps, it generates a file. It generates an XML file out in the. Let's see. Let's go see if I can find that. Let's go to test and let's go to Panes alpha test. Does anybody know the names of those?
It's in Module DB, isn't it?
Well, so what it does is it generates an XML file just for that map with the occluders numbers.
I love you, man.
So, hey, Journeyman, thanks for the resub. Thank you so much. So, I don't know that I can find it here. Oh, wait, is this it?
BitBoss.
Yeah, there it is. BitBoss. So here, it generates these. Here, I'll open one. So yeah, no, not now. So see here, it generates all the occluder numbers and into an XML file. It just for that map that I drew on the unknown whom with the mouse coming down the water and the thing. Remember, it made this. So the cool thing is that, and this is what SmiteWorks is doing. People on the forums are volunteering to occlude the maps, and then they just get this XML file and upload it. So the cool thing is for SmiteWorks or for DMs Guild, or if people love me and they want to help me and they own, like say somebody owned Unknown Whom and they play it all the time, or they played it a couple times, they want to do it again, and they put the line of sight in it, they can just send me this occluder file, and then I can upload it to the DMs Guild, and then everyone will have the maps with the things on them. So there you go. That's how you do it.
Yep.
So they
I
really were smart about how they do that. They didn't build it into the software. They built it into an external file, so that only one person has to do those maps, and then everybody can have that as long as they have the file. So there you go. That's how you do it.
Yeah, provided they do a good job.
Right. But even a bad job is better than no job.
Correct.
Which is not as good as a blowjob. Thank you. I got through the
Right.
show and I made a sexual reference. Thank you.
I noticed that.
Asked something that we didn't really get into is cloud-based versus port forwarding.
Right. So if you join a game, there'll be a lobby here. So Drake actually has the Baldur's Gate game. Now, is your table open?
Yep.
Yeah, so then you could join that, and then here's all the people. Hehob has a game, and that's about the only names I see that I recognize. And then you can host a campaign, and then you can say you want it to be local. You can say you want it to be private. You can do it on the cloud. You can, and then here's where you pick all your extensions that blow shit up. So I'm not gonna do it. And then you can use IP addresses or whatever, but you don't really have to use there's no frozen wand hard cock or whatever those 4 words are. I'm sure that's not what it is.
The
But
alias.
yeah, the alias. Thank you. You don't have to do that anymore, and you can password it and stuff. But then once you start a game, it'll be in the lobby, and then if it's private, again, we haven't ever connected a game thing yet because we're not allowed to do that yet. So I haven't ever seen. I mean, we can do it, we just can't stream it. But I don't really remember. I think I connected to Drake's table once, and I just went in there. But did you mark it private?
Yeah, there's a password. I got a password.
Yeah, so I don't get, like, if you mark it private, how does the other person see? Yeah, so I'm not very, obviously, as I'm tripping over my sentences, I'm not super versed in how this works. But all I know is that 1802 shit is just out the window. You don't need to worry about that crap anymore.
Yeah, no more port forwarding.
Yeah, it's just all cloud based now. So super cool. Check for updates. No.
That happens by both people are able to establish a connection to the server that's in the cloud, and since the interior host is establishing the connection, there's no need for port forward.
That makes sense.
That's the simple explanation.
Here is the
what
URL.
was that map size somebody told us they put on Unity?
15,000 by 15,000 or something like that.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, here's the FG Unity wiki or whatever, right? That's the link in the chat right now.
Somebody has some bad vision if they need 15,000 by 15,000.
Yeah. Well, I've uploaded some quality maps that are higher resolution, but those are personal maps that I purchased myself and I imported them. But for a while, you have to remember that they're going to have to keep the map resolution a little bit on the lower side because anything new going forward after Unity unleashes, it's still going to have to be backwards compatible with Classic. So I'm not sure how if they're gonna sell 2 maps or just keep one, and but until they shed the Classic version, they're gonna have to kind of keep it down.
Well, and that's going to be a decade, or it was going to be a really long time. They're going to support it probably for 3 or 4 years, but it's still going to always probably be around.
Yeah. But, so don't be surprised if you don't have high resolution images right off the bat. That's going to come with time.
Well,
there
and
could
also
be separate packages, though. That's true.
True.
So in cloud games,
also, those assets are still
preloaded for player, allowing for faster load times to clients. I think you can still preload because you can't. Oh, can you I see. Hold on. Yeah, see. Yeah, I don't know. That's. I mean, I guess since we're still here, I could check that, but.
Well, I got my table open too. I'll click.
So can you preload an image?
Eric Hokraut, let's see. Share sheet. No preload.
So no, the answer is no.
Well, no, that's what I was going to get at is that however much memory FG Unity is able to address, you're still going to be relying on the network between the hosts and the DM and the players and all that stuff. So there's still reasons to keep things within a finite limit.
Right. That's kind of what I was getting at is, you got to be careful. If I have a really nice map, it ain't going to be good for them.
And the developers are, we're mandated to keep images under a gig and also have them be no more than 700 pixels high or 1,000 pixels wide. Unless they're maps, they can be up to 2048 by 2048. I doubt that even when Unity's out, they're going to change that. They're not going to make it more because the lower you can have it, the better it is for everybody, especially when you're sharing across bandwidth and stuff.
Some people don't have great internet access,
Right. So if I open this, can I preload it? No.
It's shared or shared, not shared. That's it.
Yeah, stop sharing. That's cool though that you can stop. I mean, you can share it and then go to the images and unshare it that way, like that, like you normally could. Whoop, hello.
I like to do it right on the map.
But
Here it
yeah,
is,
Yeah.
and
But
now it's
this
gone.
is a new thing. You go there and you unshare it. Boom. And then
I
people
like
are
it.
like, "What?
Yeah, I
What
like that
happened?"
one.
And I'm like, and I
I've
just
wished
scream.
for that feature.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
when I do that,
'cause-
I just scream out, "You're blind!" and I scream it.
Because
Hey.
you get carried away and you go back in the image folder and you got 80 things shared and everyone's bogging down. You're like, crap, unshare.
If anybody's interested in what this map is, it's part of Unknown Whom. Go buy it in the DM's Guild, and that way when you need an Insanity bundle, you get a discount already. There
You
you
drew
go.
that, didn't you?
I did draw this. Yeah, I thought. So my thing about
Just think if you had Unity.
Right, but I do this in Campaign Cartographer. I bought Campaign Cartographer in 2000, late 15 or early 16, and I eventually, sometime during that year, I got the PDF, like the 702 page Ultimate Mapping PDF, and I opened it up on a browser window on my desktop with the intention of going through it. About 2 months ago, I closed that browser window.
Wow.
I got to page 40. It's just because I'm making so many modules and doing so many conversions and doing streaming and everything else. Plus, I have to go to the grocery store and the doctor. Like, I have to live my life. I just never had time to get into mapping so hard. I really want to still, but it's just a priority time. I mean, I got Xbox One sitting here and played it like twice. Like, I just don't have time for shit. You know what I mean? I have to be on Dragon Talk. I was on Dragon Talk. Did everybody see it? Did everybody go see it?
When you're 11, all the games you wish you had, and when 40, all the games you wish you had time to play that you own. That's the difference.
Right.
That's why Rob's got Witcher 3 and he had it for 2 years and he's never played it.
What?
Oh,
Dragon Talk,
Rob's
Rob
really got-
Toohey. What's up? Kate Welsh. I wasn't on the show with her, though. There it is.
It's a
Here
great
I am.
show.
There's me. Boom. Go listen to it. You can watch it on Twitch. It's not on YouTube, though. I didn't think did they put it on YouTube yet? Dragon Talk, Rob Toohey, YouTube. I doubt it's on there. They might not ever put it on there. No. Yes. No, I don't think it'll get on there. They're because they put their Dragon Talk videos on YouTube, but they just like they're kind of half-assed about it. They put some on there and they don't put others. I don't know why. But I'm on Twitch and I'm on Apple. I'm on all the podcast downloads and I'm on the Wizards site, and so whatever, it's all fine. It was. And then I got to go to the Seahawks game, so I don't have time for shit. Everybody. Facebook,
put you
Twitter,
behind that
YouTube,
great big
Patreon,
microphone.
Discord, Twitch. What's that?
They put you behind that great big microphone.
Yeah, well, so they have close-up cameras, but they weren't working right when I was there, so they just did. So like 2 seconds before the show started, they go, "We'll just be a wide shot the whole time." Because if you watch any of the other episodes, they zoom in on people's faces, but they didn't. They were like running around with their heads cut off and crazy. I only wish Greg would have wore that sweater. That would have been funny.
He looks like Waldo.
Yeah, where is Waldo? These guys were super nice. They were very nice to me. They took care of me. Shelly, I only met Shelly during the show. Like, I didn't see her before or after, but Greg I hung out with a little bit before and after. But they were just really nice to me, and it was a great experience, and I'm glad I did it, and I hope I get to go back on one day. Maybe in a couple of years I'll have me back or something.
We all aspire to that, Rob. Be on
Yeah.
Dragon Talk. That would be
Fantasy
awesome.
Grounds. Fantasy Grounds. Boom. All right. Because he has a face for radio. I just gave you a prize, motherfucker. Busting on my face. All right. Anything else, guys? What Fury? How did we do? Did we do 2 hours? Oh, it's 90 minutes.
Yeah, 90 minutes is pretty good. I think we're done.
So I'm publicly shaming. Well, I'm not so much Fury because I know she'll do it, but I'm going to publicly shame Leroon on the 22nd. We will be on camera for that show, so get your fucking webcam out and set it up and hook it up because we're going to all be on camera drinking our eggnog, and I'm going to have my Santa hat. You guys don't have to have Santa
All right.
hats. So do it. And anything else before we shut her down? All right. And we answered everybody's questions. Elf hats. I thought that said elf farts. Fuzzy wants a new drawing. You greedy bastards. Any other questions in the chat? Okay, I think we did. I think we answered everybody's questions, right? All the legit ones. Stop saying Baby Yoda. It's not Baby Yoda. Don't say Baby Yoda. That's my mission in life, is to get everyone to stop saying Baby Yoda. It's not Baby Yoda. It's not Yoda. It's a baby of that race, but it's not Yoda. Yoda's dead. It's not
Well,
Baby Yoda.
you know who the baby belongs to, right?
The baby belongs to the... You mean not the Mandalorian, somebody else?
Right. You like who's the father of the child? I don't want to say it on stream because I don't want to get hate.
No, don't do spoilers, but I've seen all the episodes and I don't know the answer to that. So either...
Same here.
Oh, my husband figured it out.
Oh, so it's just a fucking guess. Yeah.
He's pretty damn sure considering the timelines.
My guess would be that Yoda impregnated Darth Vader, and that is the baby.
Close enough. Close enough.
Okay. I just liked it. For those of you that haven't seen it, this is a minor spoiler. It's not really going to ruin anything for you, but if you're totally against spoilers, don't listen to the next 60 seconds. Because I thought was really funny was when he went to pick him up, and he sees the baby, and he goes, I was told 50 years old. And he's like, well, he is 50 years old. I just thought that was funny. Anyway,
Yeah, I
think it was like 58 years old or something like that.
yeah, I don't bow down to the fucking corporate overlords of Disney, and I fucking hate all that shit. But yes, I paid for a year of Disney Plus because I just had to. I can't if there's a monthly fee, but then the yearly fee is a better deal over the year divided by 12. I'm one of these freaks that that hooks me in every time. I can't not do it. So, Mandalorian, super good. Friday's a good day for streaming shows now. I watch The Morning Show, which is awesome. I watch The Servant, or Servant it's called, M. Night Shyamalan. Fucked up as hell and really a good show.
Oh, that looks so good.
But
I don't have Apple.
It's fucked up. And The Morning Show is really good too. I like that. That's Jennifer Aniston, Steve Carell, Reese Witherspoon.
Started watching V-Wars on a new Netflix series that came out the other day.
Is that V-Wars as in V, like the lizard alien V people?
No, V as in vampire.
Oh yeah, I'm not really into that stuff. I'm not into it. Vampires. Darth Vex is all over it.
It's not bad.
Stranger Things is good too, John.
You just started Stranger Things.
Yeah, he's three
seasons. Welcome to 2012 or what?
Welcome to 2017. But that is really good. You'll have fun with that. And in the third season, you meet the character of Robin, who is played by the actress who is the daughter of Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman. She's really good. And streaming is good, and but I'll never give up my cable TV. Anyways, hashtag FantasyGrounds Unity, and that's it. These shows devolve. Fury loves it when these devolve. So on the 22nd, we should just call that the title of that show Devolve, because it's just going to start out as nothing but a conversation. It'll be fun.
That means I need to have like something interesting.
Devolved and eggnog.
Yeah,
Devolved Nog is what we're gonna call it.
I am still not going to drink eggnog. I will buy myself some hot chocolate or something.
Oh, hot chocolate's that's equally as good. Yeah, eggnog. I might depending on how the show how long the show lasts. I'm just gonna buy one of those little 8-ounce eggnogs, and then I'll also have hot chocolate, and then I'll just do both. What's up? And I'll put the hot chocolate in my Wizards of the Coast, in my mug that I got that everybody covets that you can't get.
Yeah, I covet that mug. I
even Googled to see if you could buy them. Nope. No way.
I was going to ask you guys.
You can't buy this. You can't buy the. Oh, look, it's invisible on the stream. Jesus Christ. Fucking. Anyway, you guys get the idea. It's the one with the red ampersand on it. You can't.
Can you guys
buy
put the Yule log behind you when you're doing your shows? Like a GIF or something?
Yeah, I can do that. I can put the.
Like a looped
I think
video?
I can do that. I can put a... Because I got
do the Yule log.
Okay, the Yule log.
I don't know if I can. I haven't even...
Okay.
Yes, you can, Fury. Do you have with the camera we bought you does that. It's got the in-screen... in-camera green screen. So you just have to download... You have to download a thing called Chroma Cam, I think. It's a Chrome Cam. It's free. And that's what allows me to put all that shit behind me. Like, I can change my stuff and everything, yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Why is this not? Oh yeah, because I'm not on.
You need the green screen.
All the talk about eggnog makes me want to buy some Maker's Mark eggnog.
No alcohol for me. Remember?
Because we don't want you to die.
I remember.
I won't
Synthale.
die. It's just that if they ever test me and I test positive for alcohol or drugs, should I ever need to be retransplanted, they will not do it. And there's a high chance, not a high chance, but there's a chance of that. But the story I like to tell is if I drink any alcohol, they come to my house and repossess my liver. They just go, give it over, and they just cut it open and take it.
Like in that one movie.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly like that movie.
Exactly.
I can't remember the name of the movie.
Repo Man.
Repo.
Yeah.
It's a genetic
Wait,
opera.
Repo Man. Wait, what was the one where Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez were car repo guys? Was that also Repo Man?
That was Repo Man, I think.
Oh, right. Golf clap, remember? That was funny shit. Repo Men. Thank you, Darth Vex. He's got it. All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, first of all, if you're watching this on YouTube, there's no way you made it to this point. You're fucking done with this shit. But if you are still watching on YouTube, come and join us on Sunday nights live because we give away crap. And we have a lot of fun. And you can ask questions and we answer you. And then we try. And that's how you do it. I'm a giant, I don't know how many years it's been that I've been using the phrase, and that's how you do it. But I've been saying that a lot and for many years, and I don't think it's going to stop. And that's how you do it. All right, I'm going to end this fiasco. Anybody else want to say anything before we go?
I think we're well over this now.
I've asked that 6 times already.
It's so done.
It's so done. All right, good gaming, everyone.